Hey, we got some news today. If you want any, makeup mogul Jeffree Star ripped progressive parents for showing gender and transgender issues to their kids as fucking weirdos.
Really?
Yeah, Jeffree Star's got a clip here.
That's why. Why are we putting in cartoons trans flags and all this stuff that and that's my personal opinion. I don't agree with it. I think it's too young. I don't agree with 8-year-olds wearing makeup either. It was never sexualized and weird and like, why does the 5-year-old watching a Netflix cartoon show need to know about that right now? Why? And then let's just really take it there.
Let's take it there.
Why are we encouraging our kids to be a different gender and feed them false information when they're so young? So this is what I said recently that people really understood. When I grew up and I started looking different, right? My mother encouraged me to just be myself. When I started wearing makeup and being more feminine and wanting to do certain things, it wasn't, oh my God, Jeffree needs, what do they call it now? Gender affirming care. I'm done. She let me be myself. She didn't push me to be anything. Just like when you're a tomboy, did your mom try to, get you a surgery to be you know what I mean? Did she cut your tits off at 13? No. So nowadays, it's all these fucking weirdos telling their kids, "Oh my God, you like a Barbie? You're a woman." No, that's just a little boy experimenting, not knowing what the fuck he's doing. Why?
Well, it is it's so weird. I did know a woman who had a kid that was like transgendered, and I didn't give a fuck because here's the bottom line. No one gives a shit about you, but you guys are all narcissists, and she had to work it into every fucking conversation about her transgendered kids.
I know. Yeah.
You'd go, you want to go to the Chipotle and get a burrito? I have a transgendered. Yeah, I just asked you if you want a fucking burrito, bitch. I don't ask you about your fucking transgender, but you're a narcissist, and so you have to weave it in. So
it's
starting to wonder.
That it's a gay man that presents very feminine. He has like woman style. He's a makeup icon. This guy's like big time the original influencer. And he's had up and downs, and this is kind of drawing a divide between the ultra sort of progressive people where on gender roles, and regular gay people who wear makeup.
I would prefer to know as little about you as humanly possible. That's my whole thing. I don't want to know anything about you.
That's the opposite of the social media age.
I know. I do not want to know if you suck dick, you eat pussy. I don't want to know that you put your feet on the furniture at the lounge. I don't want to know I don't want to know anything about you.
Yeah.
That's the way I like it. So whatever you're presenting is too much for me. And not interested in your pronouns, not interested in who you fuck, not interested on whatever your thoughts are.
But it is like that people living a different life out there. You normally have a curious mind. On this, you're shut down.
I would like to find out what smart people are thinking, not have presented what dumb people are thinking, which is whatever they're presenting to me. I don't want to see that. But it's also
the irony of this guy making that statement, because he's a TikTok star.
Jeffree Star.
Yeah, he's a big-time social media influencer, which, they push this type of agenda on there. It's clear. It's clear as day that, they kind of have amped up that part of our American culture. Gay culture has exploded, and now he's giving some pushback.
Yeah, well, they're just angry and there to piss off whatever would piss Charlton Heston off the most. That's what they're for.
I was thinking Clint Eastwood in the movie with the
He's
Asians.
Still alive, but yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
All right, well, Bill Maher reveals a shocking reason that he quit stand-up comedy. Everybody was giving him guff about it, but he just basically came out on his Club Random podcast and said it,
All right, let's look at the clip.
Yeah, I mean, look, I got off the road this year I had been doing it for...
Really?
Yeah, I stopped doing it at the end of 20...
What made you stop?
Well, I just did my 13th HBO special. I feel like that's a good body of work.
Yeah.
Again...
I said what I needed to say, people.
And I felt they basically got better as it went along. I feel like the last one was the best one, which is a good way to get off.
Yeah.
A number of things. Just got tired of the travel, obviously. I miss doing it. Also, I feel like it was a great choice because I don't want to be out there in this country, in this political atmosphere, I could get shot by the left or the right.
Yeah, well, at this
I mean,
point,
it's a good time to not be out there. And also, apropos of this discussion, I just got tired of being twice as funny as people who were selling twice as many tickets as me.
He's always so humble. He's always so humble.
I like that arrogant bastard.
Yeah, he's fine. You know, the people that sell out the arenas, whether they be comedians or bands, usually are never going to be better. They're just going to be what's happening now, which is how it works. You know what I mean? There's great bands, and they're at McCabe's in Santa Monica playing in front of 46 people, and then there's whoever's playing at the arena, and that's not usually
There's a whole
that.
business side to it, yeah, right?
Yeah. That holds true with stand up as well. So I get where he's at, but he also needs no money. I mean, he's got more money than he knows what to do with because he's pretty much never been divorced, never been married, and then never had kids, and then drugs, and, you know, he's never really the things that'll break you, he never participated in. So he doesn't need to go on the road, you know, and anybody likes doing comedy, and good for him.
He's kind of the guy that, you know, blurs the line where he's doing politics and comedy. So
but he's also,
and what I'm more interested in to hear you think about your thoughts about his safety.
Look, there's two kinds of safety. There's, you know, real safety and then sort of perceived safety. You know, it's like you watch Jaws and then you don't want to go in the ocean, you know? And there's a lot of people that watch Jaws and didn't want to go in a lake. And there are other people that watch Jaws and wouldn't go into a swimming pool at night. And then there are people who watch Jaws and wouldn't go into an above-ground swimming pool during the day.
Yo, I saw the Blair Witch, and I did not go in the woods for a while.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So then there's that, and then there's, like, security. But again, what is security? Everybody you know has been shot in the last 10 years had some kind of security. It's just they're walking in front of you on a sidewalk and you get shot in the back, you know, or you're up on stage and you get shot and security's off stage.
Or you're in your Lamborghini and just pull up to the block and the guy just sprays you up.
That's right. So I don't think anything's going to happen to Bill Maher, but a couple of prominent people get shot in a couple of months, and before you know it, Bill Maher, who does not need to be. Also, Bill Maher is knocking on the door of 70. So, you know, he's 70. He needs no money.
Yeah.
He's done 13 specials. I don't know what he needs to prove. He's got a daily, or, you know, he's got a weekly
but
show.
You think he's justified in his hanging out at Club Random more often?
I don't think he's at risk if he goes out, but you know, if you go into the ocean, there's a 1 in 1 million chance you'll get bit by a shark. But if you never go into the ocean, then it's 0. So he is at 0,
and he's going to need a bigger boat.
He's going to need a bigger boat, which I just learned was ad-libbed by Roy Scheider. The line was not in the script. It's always the best stuff. So there's Bill. And Bill's got to put a little dig in at the end about being twice as funny as these young assholes selling out these places. But that's Bill.
Yep.
Yeah, I like Bill.
Here we go. Here's a nice story. Elementary students given tickets by cops for saying 6-7. Yeah, police in Indiana are issuing tickets to elementary school students.
I saw that. I didn't know what that was.
Yeah. The students, 6 and 7, seem unbothered by it, continue shouting 6 and 7. And the seemingly inescapable phrase 6-7 by making a company hand motion 6-7.
What does that mean?
6-7. Yeah, 6-7.
You know what it means?
Yeah, 6-7.
I don't know what that means. You know what this means, Dawson?
Yeah, 6-7.
6-7.
Yeah, 6-7.
We'll see it.
6-7.
6-7. All right, we'll
6-7.
see it. We'll see it on TV.
Go to the dictionary to look up the meaning of a word, of course. So we found it strange when dictionary.com decided to spotlight a word with no meaning whatsoever. Vladimir Duthier explains.
6, 7.
Whether you love it.
I'm sorry, 6-7 is just.
Oh, the 6-7 thing.
It's nonsense.
Or you hate it.
We are not saying the word 6-7 anymore. If you do, you have to write a 67-word essay.
The phrase 6-7 seems to be everywhere.
You want to know what time I woke up this morning? What time? Around 6-7. 6-7.
Nobody appears to know what it actually means, but that's exactly what Georgetown University linguistics professor Cynthia Gordon says is the draw.
I think one reason they use it is because it largely means nothing substantively. It's much more a signal of group insider status.
While the origin of the phrase isn't entirely clear, some trace it back to a song by Philadelphia rapper Skrilla.
6-7. I just bit right on the highway.
A TikTok user added the music to a clip where he talked about the height of Charlotte Hornets point guard LaMelo Ball.
He literally moves like somebody that's 6'1", 6'2", except he's 6'7".
But it wasn't until this young basketball fan added that now viral hand movement that the meme took off. Every generation has its share of catchphrases.
Don't!
As if.
But it's how quickly the phenomenon over a 2-digit number has spread that's captured people's attention.
The context of social media really makes this much more amplified, and I think it makes the change a lot faster. So we'll see if the 6-7 comes and goes.
6-7!
Vladimir Duthier, CBS News, New York.
Not interested. Don't get it. But I guess that's it strikes me as this is a sort of out of problems kind of conversation, no real problems kind of conversation.
I have no idea what it means.
I have no idea. Well, I don't. Being interested. Well, here's what I want to say. Being interested.
The kids, man, they're insane. I'm sorry, Ace. They're just insane. All of them are 6-7.
No, I know, but being interested in things that have no inherent interest because other people are interested in them never made any sense to me. Like,
I got it.
Who was the billionaire with his dating advice from yesterday? Everyone's all up in Bill Ackerman, right?
Ackerman,
There you go, introduce yourself to a young lady or something. I'm like, hey, fine. Who cares? Or don't. Or so what? Oh, we got to get after Bill Ackerman. I'm like, do we? Why do we have to go after him? It doesn't make a difference. Who gives a fuck? It's nothing. At some point, you're going to die, and you're going to have a whole day of 6-7s of Bill Ackerman dating advice, and it's like you realize your life was completely and utterly ruined.
Hey, yeah. Pharrell Williams reveals his political stance and says picking sides inadvertently supports division. Here we go.
Pharrell?
Yeah, about 6-7.
Mountie hat Pharrell?
Yes, Mountie hat. Happy Pharrell?
Happy Pharrell.
Yeah.
As we look at what's going on, the current political climate, I'm just saying I don't want to turn anybody off, but I hate politics. Like, despise them. It's a magic trick that it's not real. I don't believe in either side. So I think when you pick a side, you are inadvertently supporting division. Yeah, it's not a popular point of view, but I just got to say, think about it. The wells are drying up, and now the diversity's off the table, now equity's off the table, now inclusion's off the table. So that makes me ask myself, okay, so how do we survive? Well, are there black people here tonight? Yeah. And in your heart, do you think for what it is that you do and who you are, do you think you're the best? Okay, so do you want the job because you're black or because you're the best? The best. Do you want someone to support your startup because you're black or because you're the best? Yes. Right, so I think now for me it's about us having the best ambition. That's the reason why you should support these businesses. Yes, they happen to be black and brown, but it should be based on the thesis that we're the best, not because we are a total shade of a skin color. That's a point of view that I have now that I'm resting on, and if diversity, equity, and inclusion ever comes back in style, cool. But in the meantime, I want to focus on being the best because I can bank on that, because that's what's going to get you the position. I don't want you to give me anything. I want you to panic and not let me out the room because I'm the best.
Yeah.
Long-time listener, I believe.
Trump voter over here.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, I agree with all that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, well, listen, here's the whole thing. You can agree with it, or you can disagree with it and then just get your ass kicked by life. You know, you can sit around and you can go, I want this, I want that. I want to vote in someone who looks like me. I want to get Barack Obama in there so he can take care of me because I'm young and I'm black and whatever it is. You can either subscribe to this sort of what Pharrell just said, or you can be bullied by the lie that you're living with this fantasy of if we just had people in power that looked like us, they would take care of us, or if there's more programs for people like us, or if we got artificially pushed to the front of the line. That's not going to help you. There's only one way to do it. It's only, you can say whatever you want. It's all diet and exercise. And whenever I say diet and exercise, I don't mean diet and exercise, but I mean diet and exercise or whatever life's version of that is. You can talk about dietetic fudge. You can try to get around everything the easy way, or whoever you know. You can chalk everything up to something, or you can fucking just start doing the work.
That's all. Dietetic fudge.
That's all. That's all. And he's right. And nobody, there's the government cannot make you succeed. What they can do is sort of keep you alive. They can give you a little bit of shitty shelter and a little bit of shitty. They can give you the worst food and the worst shelter.
Give you the bare minimum. Yeah, and give you a leg up so you can get yourself. But you have to scramble for everything you got in this world.
You will do everything. And by the way, even if the government did do a good job of taking care of you, I would still caution you against putting your hand out. I would say, you know what? Best case scenario, you go kick some ass and take care of yourself. Let's do that. And, you know, this thing where like, I wasn't negatively impacted by the government shutdown because I'm not a SNAP recipient and I do not rely on the government to take care of me. So it was shut down, but I was not impacted. A little bit with the air traffic controllers, but I do not rely on the government, so the government can close down and then I'm not impacted because I don't rely on the government. If you rely on the government, well, sometimes it's going to close down. And whatever food you get or whatever shelter you get or whatever it is they're handing out is going to be the worst, just like Soviet-era automobiles. You're not going to get the best and the brightest. So I'm with Pharrell, and he's a Trump supporter. All right, Texas, tomorrow night, Fort Worth, Texas, Hyenas Comedy Club. Couple of shows there. And then Friday, Woodlands, Texas, Do-Si-Do, Big Barn. On his website, samtripoli.com, and other outlets as well. Very funny special. Can we agree before we get to the news? Can we agree on the era we're living in? As I stayed in Dr. Drew's condo in Hudson Yards in Manhattan, I need the TV set. Like, I feel like a mother without her child, without stripped of the TV set. It's like I feel vulnerable and naked without a TV. I love TV. I love coming home and turning the TV on. Even if I'm not paying attention, I like it on. I was raised by the TV. I didn't read. My parents were shit, but there was always Speed Racer and the Brady Bunch, and Gilligan's Island, and it was always there. Right. And when I go somewhere and I can't control the TV,
the worst,
I go into a spiral. Like I feel vulnerable, and I go to Dr. Drew's condo, and there's 4 remotes. And none of them are really good. There's 4 possibilities. And as I'm picking, at some point I called Dr. Drew here in LA and I go, look, I got to know what's going on with these remotes. He's like, well, there's a black. They're all black. Well, the one's got the wheel and they all have the wheel in the middle. Well, this one's Sony. God damn it. And I realized we went from no TV remotes, which is my childhood, to too many TV remotes. We are living in an era of remote abundance, and it's too much.
Right.
It's overkill. I want one remote. I want to know what it does, and I want it to be in everyone's home, and I want it to be in every hotel in America, and I don't want any options. I want the remote. I want one remote, and I want one shower valve.
Yeah.
Because I went right from not being able to use the fucking TV to into the shower with the two chrome things, no numbers, no colors, no nothing. I started turning one and it just came out of the hand sprayer into the wall.
Yeah.
And I started turning the other one. Now it's like, is it hot? If you said there was one valve for the showers and there was one remote for the TV, it would be fucking utopia. Every hotel,
totally agree.
every hotel, you'd walk in like boss fucking hog, right?
Yeah.
You just go walk, you'd strut, and you'd grab the fucking remote with the zest and zeal, right? Like in comedy.
Man the castle.
Yeah. You'd walk in the shower, you wouldn't even slow down. You just kick the door open, turn the thing, pow. Walk, instead of the weird ginger backhand, is it getting hot?
Pressing this,
pulling that. Is it getting hotter? Is it getting cold? Remote, not even sure where the fucking power is.
Yeah.
Scared to touch this button because then that gets you on antenna Z.
Yeah.
And now you're fucking lost. You'll never find your way back.
What am I looking at?
I don't know what this is. Right.
My TV, I was in Mexico for the weekend and my TV just went crazy. We have an Apple box and we have like one of those bars for sound, and my girlfriend just could not get it going, and I came here and we're just pressing buttons. I'm like, am I going to have to call somebody in here?
Yes.
So I just unplugged it, put it back, and then it started working again.
Yeah, too much
That's how we're going to beat the machines and Terminators. We're just going to unplug them, and then that's how they're going to go back to normal. But you're totally right. It's too much.
It's too much. I mean, I guess in a way there was a TV remote when we were kids. It was us. Your dad would just go change the channel.
Go change that.
Yeah, they had. You remember ma'am, you're too young, Sam. I don't know if you're too young for this, but the very early iterations of the TV remote were a sound thing.
What?
It was a little box. It was a remote about the size of a pack of cigarettes. And I don't even know if it took batteries. It made a sound like when you're training dolphins. You know, you go tick, 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 and they know and they come to get the fish from you, right? It was sound based. It made a frequency that got it to change. You got to look, Joe. What was the first TV remotes? I swear to God, they were sonic. They didn't have an eye, and I don't know if they had a battery. They made a sound that got...
They made a high pitch that only dogs could hear?
The dolphins could hear it.
Yeah.
Do you think that was the beginning of the end, the TV remote?
It was the beginning of
crumbling.
Yeah.
It was the beginning of early onset diabetes.
Was that it?
Yes. It was
that's the thing?
It was the beginning of the end. Yes, it was bad enough that we were watching that much TV anyway, but at least the exercise of getting up and changing the channel was something. And then also there was the extra exercise of having to get the needle nose pliers out and change the channel with the needle nose pliers because the plastic knob would bust. Zenith had this thing.
Space Command.
Dude, Zenith, what happened to them? I love, we had an old TV, a Zenith TV, and it was like, tick, 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 tick.
If you don't dap, you die, dude.
I know.
If you don't dap, and technology's the biggest one. I mean, Blockbuster could have bought Netflix.
I know, I remember
and they
that.
said no. There are some bad decisions in the history of humanity.
Yes.
That has to be top.
You think the child of the Zenith fortune is just sitting somewhere in Cabo, or what happened? No Zenith televisions anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you find out they went to munitions or something.
Yeah, that's
and
what I was
made $200 billion armor.
We used to do television. Now we do long range missiles.
Yeah.
We're doing drones that are over New Jersey right now. That's what Zenith's into.
Yeah, so each of the 4 bars, those were those buttons, made a different fundamental frequency, with ultrasonic harmonics.
What?
And the circuits in the television detected these sounds and interpreted them as a channel up, channel down, sound on, sound off, and power off. So they didn't have volumes, just sound on, mute.
Well, this one has volume, but do
it
you
does.
need anything more than
But
that?
the volume may be on or off. Even.
When we went past these 4 buttons, that's when we lost our way. We only need those 4. High channels, low channels, volume off. Bang, we're done.
Bang, we're done. I know. We don't even need all the numbers and all the codes and all the everything. Anyway, too many. We went from not enough remotes to too many remotes.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
That's what I'm saying.
Never is enough.
You got some news there, Mayhem, for us to engage in?
Yeah, first up is Not All Heroes Wear a Cape. Senator Josh Hawley introduced legislation Wednesday intended to ban airlines from making passengers pay fees for baggage, seating, or other services as a condition for boarding a flight. Yeah, it's called the End Airline Extortion Act. Airline companies treat their customers like cattle. It's offensive, he says. And Spirit and Frontier pay their gate agents $26 million to harass customers whose bags were quote unquote too big, he said on X.
40 pounds
Yes.
on Spirit. It's down to 40 pounds.
Yeah. So apparently this is something that a lot of people run into where they force you to check your bag and charge you for it.
I have this theory that they don't want you flying. I know it sounds crazy, but if you look at like Agenda 2050, one of them is no more commercial flying. So they're just trying to make you as miserable as possible. I just went to Cancun. The airport couldn't be easier. It was stripped down. Here's your bags. Go get through. Bang, done. Not like something about domestic. It just takes forever.
Well, here's the thing about all businesses. They're going to make it up somewhere. There's no such thing as these guys charge $300 and these guys charge $79. The $79 guys will make it up somewhere. Yeah. They have to. Like, if you ever back in the day get your car painted and it'd be like $49 to paint your car, and you'd go, $49? That's so cheap. It's $200 across the street. Yeah, $49. And then you go, all right, I'll take the $49 paint job. And they go, would you like the catalyst hardener added to the paint? And you go, what do you mean? Well, so it dries? Yeah. Oh, that'd be another $49. And you're like, oh, so you mean we've not factored in the paint drying? There's be fucking leaves and twigs and shit. There'll be squirrel shit on my hood for the rest of my life. Right. You know what I mean? Like, right. And they just go, well, you want the hardener added? And I'm like, well, of course I want the fucking hardener added. The paint's never going to dry. And I go, all right, well, let's tally that up. And then you're going to want the windshield taped off?
And here's the brush fee. And
I don't want you painting the windshield. No, I don't. True, okay, well, let's go ahead and tally.
Tape.
I mean, me and Mike flew Spirit one time, and it was like, $79 versus $215 on some other airline. But as soon as we got there, it ended up being like $180 worth of luggage charges while we were checking in. But by the way, that's on you. You know what I mean? There is no such thing as basic, almost a free commercial airline flight. They're gonna get it out of you.
Oh, they hit me over the head with the Wi-Fi charge,
right?
And it didn't work the first time, so I tried again.
Sometimes.
So then they got me 20, and then 20 again. I tried to get it back. Nope.
Yeah, they'll get it out.
That's my whole thing. So Biden either signed somebody or kept one of Trump's appointments, but it was this woman, and she's made it so you can cancel a membership with just a button. Just press a button, cancel. You didn't have to go show up. They were making you do all this stuff, right? If Trump, Sam, you get to sit down with Trump and ask him to do one thing. What's going to be? I want him to make it so if you have a company and I'm paying you some sort of fee, I at some point can talk to somebody on the phone. A person, not just talk to automation or click bots. I can actually talk to somebody. I'm going through something right now with SeatGeek. So it was Game 5. What was it? Yankees Game 5. Dodgers down 5-0 or 6-0. I've always wanted to take my dad to the World Series. So I'm like, okay, they're going to lose this game. They're going to come back. We're going to have another game. I bought 2 tickets to take
Game 6.
The Game 6, or is it like 3? Yeah, 2 tickets. I was going to take me and my dad. It was about $3,000, and I'm like, okay, I'll pay this off over time. As soon as I bought the tickets, the Dodgers come back and win the game, and I'm like, oh! And I get some from, hey, this game's been canceled. We'll get you an email, and we'll get you your money back or credit. And I'm like, I'll take my money back. I have not received that email.
Damn.
And I can't talk to anybody about where my $3,000 is. And SeatGeek will not let you talk to anybody. If you look for a customer service number, nowhere. I just keep going in circles and circles and circles. They put me in the little like side chat. Doesn't lead anywhere. Doesn't lead anywhere.
Damn.
Well, we have a clip of Howie, I think, grilling these guys.
Oh, I love him.
I love him too.
Yeah.
You guys do appreciate that flying on your airlines is a disaster, don't you? I'm slightly amazed by the general attitude of all of you here. Flying on your airlines is horrible. It's a terrible experience. I mean, I say this as a father of 3 young children, but I can't tell you, nobody enjoys flying on your airlines. It's a disaster. You charge people fees that they know nothing about. You harass them to death. I'll never forget, Mr. Johnson, during COVID, when an attendant on your airline threatened my wife because our then 5-year-old son, his mask had slipped. This is back when we all had to wear those ridiculous masks. His mask had slipped below his nose. This flight attendant came up to my wife and said, if she didn't keep that mask over his nose at all points on this 4-hour flight, she would personally see that my wife was banned from flying. This has happened over and over to families. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And your attitude here today seems to be, well, devil may care. There's nothing we can do about it. Well, I think we are going to do something about it. So how much have you paid people to pull out customers who are in line with a bag that's 2 centimeters too big, Mr. Schroeder?
Well, we recognize this is a hard job, and so therefore we incentivize them to do that.
How much?
It's $10 per bag.
Wow.
Oh my
$10 per bag. And I think, Mr. Klein, you and Mr. Schroeder, your airlines cumulatively have spent $26 million paying gate agents between 2022 and 2023 to catch passengers whose bags are a little bit too big. $26 million.
God.
I mean, if people want to know why it's such a terrible experience to fly, this is news for them today. Your airlines are paying millions of dollars to your employees to harass people who've already paid. They're there in line because they've already paid. It's unbelievable. By the way, let me just ask you this while I have you here. Why is it that you charge different people different fees for carry-on bags? Why is that, Mr. Klein? Why isn't it just a flat fee? Why is it that I might get charged one fee, but my wife might get charged a different fee? Why is that?
So overall, our job is to generate the most revenue we can, so we can be profitable as an airline. If we're not profitable, actually we have costs, and there's costs out there, and we have to make sure that we're above the cost line in order to make sure that we can run a profitable entity.
Yeah,
and be able
I got
to
it.
run.
No, I got it. I got it.
And
money's the answer. So last year, your carry-on bag fees ranged between $15 and $99. That's extraordinary. One person might pay $15, somebody else might pay $99. How do you determine it? Is it based on personal characteristics?
It's
you charge
never
women more.
It's never based on personal characteristics.
You charge minors more?
Yeah, unless I feel bad for these guys.
Yeah, he dressed them down like that. That's pretty badass.
That guy's my biggest fear is having to shave my head and have an awful head like that.
Yeah.
That guy has dents in his skull. Look at that. That thing, that's a tip right there.
I'm telling you, I said a few months ago, we need to just go with an all-in weight. That's it. You look, I was thinking about it. You and your bags need to be weighed. It's all one big weight. You can choose to do it clothed or naked like I do. Yeah. And that's it. And then also bigger people use up more space.
100%.
And all those XL sweatsuits take up more room in the bag and use up more room in the overhead storage. It's all about physical size. It's Jet A. It's how many. It's like they need to know weight. And so we should weigh you, weigh your bags, weigh your everything. Okay. Remember you'd go those salad bar places where you go to the salad court and you get whatever the fuck you want, tuna, beets, garbanzo beans, and then at the end you'd weigh it. And there'd be some guy behind you whose salad was $11, but yours was $26 because you fucking piled on the cheese and the tuna and the beets. You went heavy. This guy just has iceberg lettuce and a little olive oil drizzled on it. He doesn't. Why should you two? And why should he subsidize your salad? It's just your salad. This is what it is. It's big. It's heavy. That's what you ordered. That's what he ordered. Why not? Why should the Asians subsidize the Samoans on these flights?
That's a great point.
Because that's all they're doing is setting an average price. Why, again, the Asians are suffering.
And what an incentive to get in shape.
Incentive to get in shape.
RFK Jr. would love that idea.
And it would be great, too, because, like, you're sitting around and you're going for your second square of lasagna, and your girlfriend goes, we're flying out this weekend. You sure? And it would keep everybody on the straight and narrow if you had to weigh in with a line of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We do it just like it was a UFC fight. Right?
Jump rope in the sauna. Shadow boxing in the sauna.
I have my trainers holding the towel out in front of me because I took my underpants off.
That would be hilarious. Airport sauna to see people. I got to lose 20 pounds or else I can't fly.
I got is it Abilene?
Yeah.
The Abilene cream I'm rubbing all over me so I get my sweat going.
Wicking it with a credit card.
It with a credit card. Stark naked, guy holding the towel. People flashing pictures, standing there flexing.
Having Joe Rogan there announcing your weight.
That's right.
275 official weight for the flight.
But it's you and your bag. No more weigh the bag separate. No more here's what we charge for bags. It's just whatever. It's all in. And that's what we base your ticket on, your weight. That's it. Done. Women would fly cheaper, and the elderly would too, because the elderly weigh less than 25-year-old fat asses, and fat asses, you'd have to get your shit together.
Yeah, and the fat asses aren't elderly because they'd be dead by then.
That's right.
We're good to go. It's a win-win. Now, Adam, did you have any issues with him saying we're here to make money?
No, I don't. They're there to make money. Like, there is one thing I don't like about politicians, usually on the left, where like these rich guys or these companies only interested in profits and bottom line. They are. That's who they are. You want to complain about the healthcare insurance companies, go ahead, but they're there just to make money. The same way a restaurant is there to make money. Restaurants do this bullshit bottle thing, where they go, would you like some water for the table? And you go, yeah, just regular water. And they go, carbonated or, sparkling or still? And you go, oh, just the still stuff's fine. But they're selling you the still stuff. What you're saying is tap water.
Yeah.
But it's brilliant because what they're saying is you want the carbonated or the still, and you go still like you're saying free.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, but that's still $10.
Yeah.
And they know what the fuck. Okay. You can complain about it, but the restaurant is there to make money. Look, if you go to Disneyland, you can charge for the fast pass. I mean, my son was telling me this the other day. At Magic Mountain, you can do it ride per ride. You can just go, I want $40. I'll give you an extra $40. You get me, that'll get me to the front of Spaz Mountain over and over and over again. Now, you can sit in the back of the line and go, what the fuck? This fucking kid's cutting in front of me. And you can say to Magic Mountain, what's going on? They're trying to make money. They're trying to make money. So I get all that. It's when you start getting into a thing where you're charging one guy this much and somebody something else.
By the way, I'm always charged more. It's never, hey, dude, I'm going to cut you a deal. I'm always charged more. But I think it also comes down to, does it feel like nickeling and diming, right? Like if I'm at where it's like, okay, I'm paying for this flight. Flights are expensive right now. Now you're charging me for an aisle seat. That seems to be to get into the nickeling diming, right?
Well, for me, if you're going with a discount anything, there's going to be shit. It's like, okay, I'll give you probably a good example. I was a carpenter, and I'm an expert. People go, you're going to the Home Depot. Fucking guy doesn't know shit. You don't know the difference between a sweep and a Y, or a T and a Y, or, a Romex and conduit. He doesn't know. Those guys don't know. I go, they get $13 an hour, and you just brought 500 feet of Romex for $29. Okay. You're not, okay, you don't like it, because that guy doesn't know the difference between struck one CDX, good one side, and a shop grade plywood. He doesn't know. Okay, he doesn't. He doesn't. But they're charging $29 a sheet of plywood. If you would like to get a seasoned expert, I would ask you to go up the street to the Anawalt Lumber, where you see the guy with a little salt and pepper in his beard, and he knows the difference between struck one and CDX and good one side or shop grade. But it's $41 a sheet over there. So you don't want to pay that guy. Right. And you don't want to pay $41 for a sheet. And there is such a thing as going into Terry Lumber, Anawalt Lumber, and talking to someone who knows what the fuck they're talking about. But that guy also is getting paid a decent wage because he was in the trades, and now he's doing this, but he has a certain amount of expertise. You can make your choice, but you can't go into Home Depot and pay nothing for a sheet of plywood and then complain that you had to push it on the cart yourself. And that's kind of where I'm at with everything. You want to fly for almost free. Be prepared to be gouged for Wi-Fi and the extra baggage and be treated like shit.
And that's what they do for sure.
And have a seat that doesn't recline and get nickel and dime for the aisle. Be prepared for that. Or step on up to Delta or American or whatever, JetBlue or something, and fly with the normal people. But you got to pay.
Right. I got you.
That's where I'm at.
Got some more news. Trump let ABC off easy in settling for just $16 million over George Stephanopoulos' blatant defamation. George Stephanopoulos repeatedly referred to Trump being a rapist.
Yeah.
And
listen, you're a news organization, and a news organization is supposed to come across like an umpire, right? I mean, at least traditionally.
Yeah.
It used to.
Which is
nonpartisan, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would assume, I don't think there's any such thing as taking your place behind home plate as an umpire and not having some thoughts about who you might like to win this baseball game. Because somebody grew up in Boston, somebody grew up in New York, somebody grew up in LA, somebody grew up in Chicago, somebody has thoughts, somebody was a kid at one point and cheered for a team,
Yep.
Somebody has a favorite player or manager who played. I mean, it's impossible to just show up and go. It's impossible to watch a prize fight or UFC fight and just go, I have zero thoughts about who would win this. I have no thoughts at all. For me, sometimes I go by number of tattoos, color of skin, things of that nature.
There was a Rams Saints game, and it was like when the Rams went to the Super Bowl, and there was such a blatant pass interference, but it wasn't called.
Yeah, like 5 years ago.
The ref had played for the Rams.
Oh, really?
Back in the day.
Yeah,
and they showed him in uniform.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he didn't even make it was so blatant, a mugging.
The Rams back ran out of the backfield and basically got tackled from behind before the ball on the screen.
Yeah.
No, sorry, the Saints back ran out. Screw Kamara and his nose ring thing bothers me. All right, but anyway, the point is this. They should have all those pictures on file ready to go if there's a bad call.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a picture of the guy when he's 29 wearing the Rams jersey or in his uniform or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so no such thing as not having feelings. So you work for the New York Times, LA Times, CNN, ABC, Fox, whomever. There's no such thing as saying to an educated adult, look, is it Kamala or is it Trump? Who do you like? And them going, I could name 50 things I like about Kamala and 50 things I hate about Kamala and 50 things I love about Trump and 50 things I hate about Trump. That person's never been born. That person doesn't exist. So when you are anchoring the Sunday talk show on ABC or the evening talk show on ABC or whatever you're on, you're like the referee. You got to pass. Maybe you got a kid who played for the college that fed the team or whatever. You got something. But now your job is to completely keep that in check because there's a close play at the plate and you're making the call.
I agree.
Right. And you certainly don't want us as viewers knowing how you're thinking and where your heart is. So Stephanopoulos hates Trump's guts. I get it. But you badgering people who come on your show and arguing the people who are in the Trump side of the equation and lobbing up softballs to the ones that are on the other side of the aisle is now making this blatantly obvious who you are, and you shouldn't play that fast and loose with your integrity or your career. Now, I don't think they know it. You just hear them arguing. Women cannot prevent themselves to do it. They get Trump in there, just argue. J.D. Vance, just argue. And then Kamala shows up, and you're like, hey, girl, what's your favorite Cheeto again?
You're right.
They can't. Women are women first and sort of journalists second. Well, they're everything second. This is like a woman
Couldn't
first.
agree more.
And they wear it on their sleeve and they just bicker.
It's almost
and argue.
encouraged at that point.
Yes. And I don't think they even have control over it. But Stephanopoulos is wired like a chick. And so he's just sitting there and arguing. And also, it's not like he gets shit once the umpire leaves the field and goes to the locker room. It's not like there's a bunch of people in the locker room going, Stan, what the fuck was that?
Yeah,
Come on.
right, for sure.
He's with a bunch of people that are slapping him on the back going, good call. Good call. So he doesn't even know it, I don't think.
If you actually look at what the jury came to and you actually look at the breakdown of the verdict, it says, did he sexual assault? No. And the next thing is, did he disparage her? I forget what the exact...
Defamation.
Did he defame her?
Yeah, they found that she had not proved rape during that case. So it was
But all they had to say was he was found guilty. They didn't say what he was found guilty, and then everyone runs with it because that's what they want to believe. There's something that came out with Stephanopoulos where he helped cover up the Whitewater investigation.
Stephanopoulos?
Yeah, whoever we're talking about here.
George Stephanopoulos.
Yeah, he helped cover up and
Stephanopoulos is a chain of high-end movie theaters. There's one in Westlake Village.
Whatever his name is, I'm horrible with names, but he helped really throw a monkey wrench in the Whitewater investigation. So he's been playing it on one side for a while.
Yeah, he's a partisan guy, so he can't help himself, so that's fine. Meanwhile, I got a friend who's a pretty prominent writer in New York, said he went to a party with E. Jean Carroll, the one who accused him of this. So he talked to E. Jean. She's a big fan of mine. I said, are you fucking nuts? I am. She's a big fan. I said, are you kidding me? Yep. I was like, how is that a thing? How is that even possible? You'd think she would hate every fiber of my being.
Dude.
Yeah, she's
essay was hot. Like, didn't she say something about it?
She's a big Crankringers fan, I think. That's what it was.
Yeah.
She was laughing about how she's going to spend the money and stuff.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That was a big deal.
She said some crazy stuff.
And the settlement came right as Stephanopoulos was about to be deposed. ABC just came up to the table with $16 million, making them by far the largest donor to the Trump library, which is a weird thing.
Trump library.
Weird way.
Who reads less than Trump? Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't feel like Trump reads.
I don't know.
He doesn't want to read. There's a bunch of loser ideas in his head.
He's constantly going. Who has time to read, dude?
Yeah, reading or like Biden on the beach. That's where you read.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not Trump.
No.
Trump's eating fast food, running the place.
Loving McDonald's.
Watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
Loving it.
With the Zenith remote.
Tick, tick. Can you find the sound of that weird?
I know, that's what
I'm telling you, it's how you train dolphins. That weird, it made a click. And it's that remote, it doesn't take batteries and you don't have to charge it.
So it's like, wait, do you have to wind it up or something? This is a strange gadget. You have no
the
batteries.
We had peak technology back then.
I know. What the hell?
Dolphin training noise thing doesn't take batteries. It doesn't plug in. It makes a click, 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 click. Like it's like a metal.
And they can hear that?
Oh, at high resonance. I get it.
Oh, okay, so if you're trying to train, it works on humans too. It's like you hear this sound, click, click, and you get a donut hole. You'd be coached up real fast.
Just like when I hear my girlfriend come in, I jump off of Pornhub.
Yeah,
so I'm like, I hear the door open. Get off Pornhub.
You hear the deadbolt turn, and you jump right on to bring a trailer.
Yeah.
Right. I know what I love on the porn sites. I like when they go, tired of jerking off. I'm almost like, evidently not.
Yeah. Why am I here?
Here we are again. Here we are again.
Hot single moms?
You picked the wrong website. Now, when I was on Bring a Trailer 20 minutes ago, that's when you should have asked.
That'd been hilarious.
That's when you should have asked the question. Not now.
You're on CNN. Tired of jerking off?
Yeah. Here, I'm pot committed. I'm already here. Do you know what I mean? Tired of jerking off. I've never been a more resounding no to everyone who's on that website. Oh, you think I was going to buy Bitcoin on this website? Because I'm only here for one reason.
Dude, my favorite thing was like, I haven't been on Pornhub in a while, but they used to start running like real ads. Like real ads for like F-1050s and stuff like that. Like,
really?
You're about to watch some unholy shit, and then suddenly you're getting sold a truck.
You hear Bryan Cranston's voice. The new with twin beam suspension. Wow. I don't know. The legitimate commercials is almost now making it legitimate, right?
Well, it's interesting because there's no. So I went to college at UNLV, and one of my professors was like the leading sex therapist, and he was like, "I can make you be attracted to anything." He had, and all you have to do is kind of be sexually aroused while you're looking at something. So if I'm a corporation, there's no better time to want a commercial than when you're halfway through, punching the munchkin, and then suddenly, bang! Here comes a movie trailer. Now you're really turned on by this movie trailer.
Every time I see F-150, I'm chubbed up.
Yeah,
for sure. Dude.
That's a good point, because if you see a Pizza Hut commercial after you just ate a pizza, you're nauseated, right?
Yeah.
But if you got a boner, you're open to anything. We have the sound of the click of the remote. This is what it sounds like.
When doves cry.
These are tuned to specific ultrasonic frequencies, and these rods ring when struck by the spring-loaded hammer, which is released by pushing down on the button.
Ooh.
Obviously, you can't hear the ringing because it's ultrasonic. I don't know the exact frequency because I don't have anything set up to measure.
It's all mechanical, is what I'm saying. There's no batteries. There's no plugging in.
Dude, the Manchurian Candidate was just like activated.
Yeah, does that look like anything supersonic, by the way?
No, it does. It's a bell. Look, it looks like it's just a bell. It's very strange.
Now, what sound is the clicker thing when they train dolphins and or killer whales, making the click? They do the same.
No, it's just a clicker.
Do the same
I think
thing.
it's just a regular. Like
Yeah,
I
it's just
did
a
dog
clicker.
training for a long time. You get the dog. You can use the clicker like as the dog does the behavior you want. You click and treat the dog.
Right.
So that way it just becomes, or that click is just as good as a treat.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how it works. All right, one more.
Pavlovian.
Yes.
Look, we got to talk about it. The mysterious drone sightings. I have page after page after page here, but the short story is we don't know. There's no way to really tell. The government is not saying that they're dangerous. And I did a deeper dive into more drone things. These that are showing up in New Jersey are, big deal. But there's also earlier in the year, drone swarm over Langley, Virginia, the home of FBI.
So basically,
CIA.
We had a Chinese
spy balloon
drift over the United States for like 7 or 8 days in the White House. Nobody trusts a fucking thing the White House says about anything ever, right? Would you? Is there anything Karine Jean-Pierre or Biden or any of those guys said that you would ever fucking listen to?
100%.
Ever? If they said a hot dog is longer than a hamburger patty, I'd go, get the fuck out of here. I don't believe this bitch. They're literally, it's a weird relationship because I just assume they're lying about everything. So when they say whatever they say about drones or weather balloons or anything, I just go, all right, well, now we got to go find out the truth somewhere and figure out what's going on. I don't know why we don't know where they emanate from. Like how much range does an electric drone have?
250 kilometers is the longest range one that they, as far as these smaller ones.
250 kilometers is like 175 miles or something like that, which is pretty damn far for a drone, but it's not so close to China. So they have to be some sort of vessel that they take off from?
Well, my buddy was telling me about this because he's in Jersey. They have a comedy club called the Dojo of Comedy. It's in Morris Plains, and he's been seeing these long before they started talking. You saw it on the news, and he told me that they sit in the sky for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
So it's not a normal drone that needs to come down and Here's my opinion.
Also, there's even farther before you go on. There's ones that don't look like drones at all. And
they shapeshift almost.
Yeah, it's like bizarre.
So here's my opinion, okay? We have to assume this is ours, okay? This is our technology, and something's going on we're not being told. Because if it's not ours, I personally think we should completely dismantle our military and build it from scratch, nuts to bolt. Because, again, if this was another country's things, why are they still there? Whether it's JFK, 9/11, Pearl Harbor. I mean, we can just go on in a balloon. You bring up a balloon, we're supposed to, 50 cents of every dollar we spend goes to the military. Why is this still a thing? So I have to assume this is ours because the other answer is okay, we just got to hit a reset button at this point.
Why, if you're a drone and you're being flown over our nation by any rogue nation, do you have a spotter light on it like a helicopter flying at night so they're not clipped by a commercial airliner? Airborne vehicles, private planes, commercial planes, helicopters, even buildings with tall antennas or what have you, they have lights. And the lights are so you don't fly into them at night. If you're China, let's just say, and you're going to fly drones over us, why do they have marker lights on them?
They're by FAA regulations.
100%. We're from another country spying on you. What are your laws of your space?
Yeah, you do it like, Sam, when you tape a TV show and you show up in your Nike sweatpants and they take a piece of gaffer's tape and they just put it over the Nike swoosh.
Yeah.
And they go, black, just Greek it out. We don't want to see it. When you take a little gaffer's tape and just put it over the bulb that was flashing, the only reason we can see all these drones is they're lighting themselves at night. So why are we seeing them? And then who wants us to see them? And then why wouldn't China would not want to be detected? Then why wouldn't they do that? Or is it all just one big fuck with game at this point?
I think that's it.
If there's anything we see, it's because they want us to see it. Steele dossier, Russia, Russian collusion, PP tape. It was all bullshit.
Yeah.
And none of it ever existed. It was all cooked up by Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party. Russia knew none of this existed. They were having so much fun watching us fight the entire time, and the amount of time, resources, energy, focus, and money it took is immeasurable, and they were having fun. They probably could have clarified it. They did not clarify it. They didn't have to. They enjoyed watching us fight like fucking retarded kids. So whoever's doing this, is this all part of the Steele dossier?
All right. Well, first up, MSNBC gets mercilessly mocked for changing his name to MS Now. Yeah. MS Paint, I think, did this logo. Yeah, people are really cracking up about it, calling it most surely no one watching.
Oh, I thought it
rebrand.
That thing was confusing to me. It's like MS is multiple sclerosis to me. Like that person suffers from MS, you know, and then it's MS Now. Sounds weird.
Hey, they stole my website name, Mayhem Now.
That's right. My source, news, opinion.
It looks
world.
like AARP.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's never a good sign, but it doesn't not have to work. You know, Kentucky Fried Chicken was not doing great 25 years ago, and then they just went with KFC, and now they seem to be doing better. You know, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff went to the initialized version of themselves, which is kind of weird. It's a conceit that your old brand has run out of steam, and then they initialize them. I'm trying to think what else besides KFC.
It happened a lot in the 90s where everybody rebranded to their initials only.
Right,
I know what you're talking about.
Right.
There's a movement. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the ones who did it right was the International House of Pancakes, because they had IHOP and they had an acronym, and they were kind of both at the same time.
TCBY.
And then,
oh, my buddy has a show called The Drive Fast, All Gas.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a second.
So they're going to look. Here's how they would. You can just start being accurate, and then people eventually will wander back into your